everybody. I hope that you, and of course you, are all doing exceptionally well tonight. Tonight's video is going to be traditional whisper ramble. These are my favorite kinds of videos to just sit back and relax to. I'll be talking a little bit about everything, just kind of jumping back and forth between whatever pops in my mind. And if you're looking for like life updates or like wedding plan stuff, I did 2 pretty intense life updates over on my Patreon. As of recent, my Patreon link is always in the description box below. It's essentially like me having 2 different ASMR channels, except one is on a separate platform called Patreon. So the link for that will be down below. I'm also doing live streams over there now, as well as tarot readings for the patrons of my new second tier. So all that information's down below for you guys. What else? I do have a podcast, which I just did a whisper ramble on, so that'll be linked below, as well as my Instagram, TikTok, second YouTube channel, all that good stuff. It is currently 4 in the morning, almost 5 in the morning, and it's daylight savings time day, so the clocks are being turned back. Is that how it works? I don't know. All I know is that I lose an hour of sleep, and your girl needs all the sleep she can get, but I'm not complaining, because we will get daylight longer, which, can we just keep it like that forever, please? Please. I think a lot of people would be in agreement to that, I would imagine. You guys, I am obsessed with these lippy glosses from Makeup by Mario. This one's in Bear Glow. This one's always sold out, but if you do like notification restocks, it will notify either someone else makes with their name included. So I seen that there were some videos that were made with its name, and I clicked, and it said like Peter Mon involved in really bad crash. I'm like, oh my god. So I clicked the video, and he was involved in a really bad car accident, and it showed like the picture of his car, and I guess like somebody else in the other car was like fatal. It was very serious. And I like, started checking the internet, and he actually made a Twitter post, because I'm like, oh my god, did he pass away? He made a Twitter post a couple of days ago saying all the injuries that he had. He broke his back, and like bruised his lung, like all this other stuff. And I'm like, oh my god. It's just so crazy. Like, you can be here and everything could be. And then, something like that could happen, and the blink of an eye. You just never know what's going to happen when you leave your house. So be really careful, guys. I've had a few really bad accidents in my day, and the one, me and my ex-boyfriend that I was with in high school, and his brother were going to test drive a truck, and it was like a brand new truck, like the newest of the new, and it only had like the front seating, like the 1, 2, 3, and the dealership at the time was like, take it. Usually like somebody from the dealership will go with you, but there wasn't enough room for him, so I put a plate on the truck, and he's like, go ahead and take it for a test drive, test it out. So we did, and we got on the thruway because he liked to go fast and wanted to make sure like it had good acceleration. And when we get on the thruway, like instantly, we go from the right lane to go into the middle lane. And as we did that, somebody from the left lane went into the middle lane as well. And they didn't see us. So technically it was the other person's fault because they weren't aware of their surroundings. So when they went to get in the middle lane, and so did we, they hit the back left tire of the truck, and the way that it hit the truck, it made the truck spin. Made the truck spin, and it did like 3 or 4 spins and ran it throughway. So there's cars coming years after that, I could drive on the street. It was okay to do that. But because it happened on a throughway, because of the way it happened, because somebody hit us merging into our lane, anytime anybody would like try and merge, even if I was driving in somebody else's car and I was the passenger, I would be so scared, like watching everything. And I remember, because of the job I had to drive pretty far, and it was so inconvenient to not take the throughway. It was like a 20-minute difference in time if I would have taken the throughway. So I'm like, I need to get over this. I need to at least try. So, with my precious grandpa, I was driving. He was in the passenger seat, and I go to get on the entrance. And when I tell you, my heart, I've never had a worse panic attack in my life. It was so intense and severe. I couldn't do it. And I was like, oh my god, I'm literally getting on this entrance. I need to get off. So I got on and immediately got off at the first exit. And it felt like it was the longest ride of my life. To be honest, I don't know how I ended up getting back on that throughway. I don't remember, but I do remember that. And I remember feeling like so discouraged and feeling like I was never going to get past it. But I did. And I'm saying that because I know these things can be so scary. But sometimes we have to face our fears, you know. But my heart goes out to him and his husband and his family. And my heart goes out as well to anybody being affected by all the chaos going on in the world. It's very unsettling, and I just want you to know if you are affected in any way, shape, or form, you are safe here, you are loved and appreciated. And I just pray for everybody involved. I was supposed to get my nails filled today. Shout out to my nail salon and everybody who works there. A lot of people there watch my channel, so my little busted heart. I was supposed to get them filled today, but because of the weather park. This should be our last one here, for now. And I used to love riding my bike as like a teenager and stuff. I had a boy's bike, like one of those mongooses or something. I forget what they were called, but I had like a trick bike, tricks and stuff, and I loved it. I would ride all over the place on that bike, and I just love riding bikes in general. So we have a really nice park by where I live. It's very big. It goes around a majority of the city, and I live in the suburbs, but it's like 15 minutes from where I live. And I think that I'm going to see if like one of my girlfriends wants to do bike riding this summer. Just to feel that freedom, you know, getting on a bike and just going. I used to love just riding and not thinking about anything and just enjoying the weather, and I like stuff like that. It would be nice if I was riding a bike on a beach, but this will do for now. Just took my hair down because it was bothering me. But I have been getting into a couple different shows. I'm currently watching The Bachelor, and I said on my podcast, I don't know if you guys are Bachelor fans, but if you are, I'm going to be doing a podcast after the finale of The Bachelor, kind of going over the season finale, talking about my thoughts and things. So if you're interested, definitely check out my podcast. I will have the information linked down below for the podcast. But this season has definitely been crazy, and good God, good. I'm also watching Euphoria right now. I'm rewatching Pretty Little Liars. I am watching, what the heck is that show called? Oh, Love is Blind. I'm watching Love is Blind. I don't know if you guys can see, but I got money pieces this time around when I went and got my hair done. And what that is it's where the front of your hair is lighter. That frames your face. And I really like it. It just makes, you know, so if you want to like wear your hair up, it just gives the hair around your face a little pop. And it's very trendy right now. So I like it. It was just something different. Switch it up a little bit, but not too much. What else has been going on? I'm trying to think. set on fire in our driveway. He was driving back from work, and there was an electrical fire in the trunk. I guess the fireman said it was like his stereo wire that ran in the trunk. Now, this car was a little bit of an older vehicle because it is his work vehicle. It's the only reason he had that car was to drive to work. And he came home and like ran in the house, and I'm like, what's wrong? I could tell something was wrong by the way he looked. And he's like, the car's on fire. I'm like, what car? What are you talking about? And he was like, my work car. So I go outside, and the trunk is just whoosh, literally in flames. I'm like freaking out because I'm like, is it gonna blow up? Is our house gonna blow up? Like, so I called, and they came so quick. And we have a very nice neighbor friend that is a volunteer fireman, and he came instantly. Like, happened to be driving down the street or something. Like, if that's not, but I don't think that was a coincidence. But he happened to be driving down the street and came and called his fireman people too. So I think that's why they came so quick. Thank goodness they did, because they were able to get it out, but it took a bit. It took a while, and the car was totaled. And because it was just his work vehicle, he only had liability on it because we have 2 other cars. So to have full coverage on 3 cars when he literally only used that to drive to work. So the car was a total loss, unfortunately. So he's now looking for another car. But we're just glad he's okay, because the fireman said very easily he could have been in the car, still driving when it set on fire. So, I mean, technically he was, but you know what I mean? It could have been a lot worse. The plows outside are being so loud. But I think that's all I have for you guys tonight. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like. Hit the like button down below. And subscribe if you are not already. I would really appreciate that. Thank you guys for 100,000 subscribers. I do plan on doing a 100,000 subscriber live stream. My life has just been literally insane as of recent. But I think we might do it Sunday. We'll see.